a fat-soluble form of B1, prostate-specific antigen, and adding more protein to your diet. What do these have in common? They're all topics on today's show of Real Wellness. Benfotiamine. Is it a new treatment for Alzheimer's? Stick around. So benfotiamine, Dr. Crystal, is a fat-soluble form of vitamin B1.
Thiamine.
And thank you. And it's some interesting news and how it may be helpful in Alzheimer's disease.
Yes, but I think it might be nice to give our audience an idea of why people typically take this form of B1.
So what's at the top of my list is it helps with sugar metabolism.
Yes, it helps to get blood sugar into your cells. But what I love about benfotiamine is how it combats the harmful effects of that blood sugar.
Right.
So we know
the glycation process.
The glycation process, where your sugar combines with proteins, rendering those proteins non-functional all throughout the body. But those non-functional proteins can also be transformed into what's called advanced glycation end products. And those end products, that's what's damaging the eyes, the nerves, the blood vessels. So a lot of the harmful effects that we see from elevated blood sugar, uncontrolled diabetes, where we see the blindness and
the heart disease at
neuropathy.
high rates and stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. That is coming from those advanced glycation end products, and benfotiamine specifically targets those.
Right. Also, just good old-fashioned antioxidant. Can help to reduce oxidative stress. And it's I think, going to just continue to be found in a lot of research coming up. I think there's a lot of benefit here. So let's take a look at the study, the Alzheimer's study.
Yeah, this doesn't surprise me. We do know that Alzheimer's is known as type 3 diabetes.
That's right.
So I'm not sure if that's the connection here, but that was the first connection that came to my mind when I started thinking about it.
I think it's a definite possible mechanism of what's going on. So what we have here, this was a randomized placebo-controlled trial. Now listen, this is one trial, and it's 34 people. They did have mild cognitive impairment or mild Alzheimer's, so that's good. So you're dealing with people with the disease. A lot more research is still needed, but this is still very promising. So they were given, they were split up. Half were given the benfotiamine and the other half a placebo. And I think this was 12 weeks?
1 year.
One solid year, that's right. What was so the benfotiamine dose?
Was 300 milligrams in the morning, 300 in the evenings.
Yeah.
And this was a 1 year trial, which is great to have a long-term study.
Yeah, and I think that's a good dose. I think you'll see the average dose of benfotiamine, most add-ins is about 250 to 500 or something like that.
Yeah, up to 1,000 milligrams.
Yeah, so good dose, nice long study. What did they find?
So the results found that those who received benfotiamine experienced improvement in an evaluation of cognitive function and less worsening of clinical dementia rating score compared with the placebo, as well as some other benefits. And you just think about, some of these people had mild Alzheimer's disease.
Yeah.
So if we're seeing less worsening, right? That means it's slowing things down.
Fantastic.
Giving you better, more cognitive and fluid times with your family.
It's fantastic news. And also, with this is known, these are known as phase 2 trials. The reason I'm bringing that up is it just helps to put it all into context. Phase 1 is where you start, and those are usually animal models and laboratory models, stuff like that. Phase 2 is when you start treating and testing in humans, but we kind of refer to these as dosing trials, where you're looking at a certain dose range, efficacy, safety. There'll be another one that's probably going to push the dose a little bit.
Well, the researchers, they're recruiting.
There you go. Yeah, so
recruiting
that makes sense.
A phase 2A
and 2B
trial.
Yeah.
Currently recruiting people with Alzheimer's disease. If you have questions about that recruitment, send us a note a comment, and we'll make sure you get the link to clinicaltrials.gov, or you can just go there and find the study. And this is a great opportunity.
People, we always want to talk about safety. Is it safe? Yeah, it's vitamin B1, just in a fat-soluble form. And in this study, there was no problems at all, no adverse effects.
Yes.
All right. I think we should be looking more and more for benfotiamine studies down the line, not even just in the context of Alzheimer's. I think also in diabetes and other sugar-related disorders. So if you want to learn more, you can go to lifeextension.com/B1. Nice article on the benefits of benfotiamine in the brain. Also, coming up next, our Health Watts on PSA testing.
We have a public service announcement for PSA. In the early 1990s, the PSA test was approved by the U.S. Food, Drug, and Administration as a first-line screening test for prostate cancer. Studies estimated that 45 to 70% of the reduction in mortality was due to PSA screening. In 2008, a federal task force recommended against regular PSA screening for men age 75 and older, for whom watchful waiting may be a better choice for early or low-grade disease. This was followed in 2012 with the recommendation against routine PSA screening for all men. In 2018, the final recommendation was published in the Journal of the American Medical Association, and it said that the decision to have a PSA test among men 55 to 69 years of age should be an individual one, and that men should discuss the benefits and harms of screening with their healthcare providers. The federal task force does not recommend PSA screening for men age 70 and older. Now, whether or not you decide on a PSA test, keep these two nutrients in mind for maintaining a healthy prostate. One is saw palmetto extract with beta-sitosterol. A randomized controlled trial at Boston Medical Center included 66 men with an enlarged prostate. They consumed saw palmetto oil containing 3% beta-sitosterol or a placebo for 12 weeks. The results showed a significant improvement in prostate symptoms, aging male symptoms, and reduced post-voiding residual volume for the men in the test group. The second is lycopene. A randomized pilot study published in the Journal of Nutrition gave 19 men with benign prostate hyperplasia 15 milligrams of lycopene per day and 18 men a placebo for 6 months. Participants who received lycopene experienced a significant reduction in PSA levels and no progression of prostate enlargement, whereas those who received the placebo had no change in PSA and progression of prostate enlargement. To learn more about PSA and prostate cancer prevention, you can visit lifeextension.com/prostate. Coming up next, Smart Bites, how to add protein to your diet. Hey, are you getting enough protein every day? You're supposed to get about 0.8 grams per kilogram of your weight. So we're going to talk about ways to add protein to your diet. Simple, wonderful, and tasty. All right, Dr. Crystal, do you get enough protein every day?
I think I do.
I think I'm pretty much at the recommendation.
I am very intentional. You know that.
Yeah. You're counting grams.
I am intentional. I read my food labels. I buy higher protein options, which are everywhere now.
Yep, that's for sure.
And so I think that's what it takes personally.
Listen, it's one of the macros. It's so important. Muscle health, muscle strength keeps you full.
Well, now let's talk about that 0.8 grams per
nutritionist
kilogram of body weight. That is the bare minimum. So you really, especially if you're active, if you're watching this show, you probably are. You want to think about maybe 1.2 to 1.5. If you're an aging individual, we do know that you need more. So I just wanted to put that out there. And so there is a wide range. And whenever you are trying to get those higher doses, that it makes it even more difficult.
Yeah, and so we want to talk about simple ways
that you can add that protein to your daily total. Now, we have some examples. It turns out the examples closer to you, Dr. Crystal, are my favorite.
Oh.
And the ones over here, closer to me, no.
Yeah, no for...
Well, let's get into it.
Okay, so you want to start? We can start with your favorite.
Let's start with without a doubt, nuts and seeds.
Oh, and I put nuts and seeds.
So easy.
In everything.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you add it? Because we're talking about how you add these to your favorite dish take it up.
Listen, there's so many different ways to do it. If it's lunchtime, I may just have the nuts and seeds instead of potato chips. Or I love to add them on any salad. I don't care what it is.
Great for salad toppers.
Any salad. And I sometimes just like the little snack package.
So I'll tell you how I add mine because I get all excited about my
tell.
nuts and seeds and my nut butter. So I do the same thing. So if I have yogurt, I add nuts and seeds. If I have oatmeal, I add nuts and seeds. If I have something on the other side of the table, cottage cheese, I add nuts and seeds. Yeah. Last night, I had a meal. It was more of I think it was a Thai meal. We added peanuts to the top of the pasta.
Love it.
It was like a chicken
Yep.
pasta. We added some peanuts and nuts. So think about those other dishes.
I do that too.
Yeah.
I love fresh rolls.
Okay.
And it comes with the peanut sauce. I'll crush up some more peanuts and put it in because I just love that crunch.
Yes.
So listen, this should top, and in my opinion, that's easy.
You just keep it around the house.
Keep it around. It's wonderful. And then moving over to nut butters, why not? One of the most nutritious things out there.
Yes, and now with this, I just get a spoonful.
Done that?
You have to be careful. I do have to say this piece now. Along with protein, you are getting some fat, but they're good fats and calories. So just be careful. Just getting big scoops out of the peanut butter or the almond butter jar.
Same with the nuts and seeds too.
Same
right?
with the nuts and seeds. You only want about 1 or 2 ounces of the nuts and seeds. So you just kind of want to make sure you're kind of measuring them out. You get a good protein punch.
Yeah. I love in the morning. I have my high grain toast.
Okay.
But instead of butter and stuff like the old days, I put peanut butter or nut butter on it.
We do it with the
Love
English muffins in the morning. We do a sourdough English muffin. We put nut butter instead of regular butter.
Now, eggs is a great source of protein. I'm all for eggs if it's at breakfast. You know, scrambled eggs, fried. That's wonderful. Love it. But I'm not. I don't think of it an egg as something I'm going to add.
So tell me this, Dr. Mike.
What?
What about an egg and rice? Fried rice? Do you like fried rice?
Okay. Oh, yes.
Okay. See.
Yeah,
egg
sure.
in your rice.
Yeah.
What about egg in your salad?
No. My mom used to do that. Hated it.
Really?
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. Let's see.
No. You tell us what you do. Why are you
What about
quizzing me?
egg in your salads? Egg and potato salad. Do you like egg in your egg in your tuna salad? If I make tuna salad, I boil my egg and then I just take a fork and
someone's
chop
very
up that
excited about
and
eggs.
I put that inside of my tuna salad. It gives me flavor and extra protein
Listen,
as well.
That's all great. Love it.
What
Wonderful.
about deviled eggs?
I love deviled eggs.
Okay,
Yes,
so you
I do.
just like them by themselves.
I like the eggs by themselves, and I don't, if you're going to hard boil, I'm not a fan of that. I like the medium yolk a little bit. But anyways, all right.
Okay.
Now we're going to move.
Give you some ideas. Hopefully you can incorporate your eggs.
Now we have here cottage cheese, but this could also be tofu, right?
It can be.
Yeah. This is so versatile. You could do the eggs in this. You could put the peanut butter in that. You could put the it uses all
I love
over.
my cottage cheese. Again, this is kind of a staple in our home, and we add. So I put the peanut butter in my cottage cheese with a little drizzle of honey
That sounds so good.
and some cinnamon.
Good.
Oh
You
my gosh.
you add cinnamon to a lot of your
I'll
stuff.
tell you that my husband just this week came in. He was like, "Do you want to try my cottage cheese?" He put red pepper flakes on the
Very
cottage
good.
cheese and nuts.
Listen, these are just some examples of how you can increase that protein. So important, and hopefully play around with all this. Like just find that combination that you like the best. You can also go with good old fashioned protein powders.
No.
But come on, eat food. Right? If you want to learn more about protein in your diet, go to lifeextension.com/protein. And that's one of our wellness blogs that covers a lot more of the information we covered. And coming up next, our Wellness Win.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to get notified every time we post a new video. Real Wellness is brought to you by Life Extension. You can get $10 off $50 or more, plus free shipping at lifeextension.com. Use the discount code WELLNESS.
All right, let's take a look at this week's Wellness Win.
Hi, my name is Alex. I am a wellness specialist at Life Extension, and my wellness win is having a breakfast high in protein and fats and avoiding all types of carbohydrates and sugars. This helps me have a steady source of energy that will fuel my body slowly and won't make me crash in the middle of the day. Usually I have eggs with bacon and half of an avocado, but you can substitute it with your favorite options.
Nice.
Wow.
Love it.
High protein. That's almost keto style.
I got to tell you, though, that's a great way to start your day because that's going to give you energy.
And prevents you from getting hungry. How he's saying it's just helping to make it through the day. That definitely will hold you over until lunchtime. That's
and
for
I
sure.
love that spatula as a mic.
And I love the frog.
It kind of reminds me when I was a kid, like singing songs with the spatula. That was fantastic. By the way, that could have been you, or that could be you. You can submit your win to wellnesswin at lifeextension.com, and we'll see you next week on Real Wellness.